Jesus freak here. Yeah, I know about the ahoge. It's not ahegao, it's ahoge. Um, so, a couple days ago when I did my big shopping trip, I dug this stuff up. It's like it's like cocktail wieners, but it's kielbasa instead of wieners. You see, they kind of suggest using it for like miniature pigs in a blanket. I'm like, you know, at first I thought about just using them like cocktail wieners. I was like, wait a second. And the next day I went to the store and got some sauerkraut. And like, I don't care for sauerkraut. Honestly, had I thought of it, I would have bought some shredded cabbage. Just raw shredded cabbage. To cut it with so it's not as sour. Which, I mean, there's always the option of buying like a little head or something, chopping it up. Last night I made some beef barley soup. I was gonna make something more like minestrone. Like, I ain't got the energy for this. Because, like, if I'm gonna do that, first I have to reconstitute the beans. I usually use the same kind of mix that I use in my chili. And I would have had to par cook some Italian sausage and slice it up. And I'm like, don't really feel like that. Just a regular beef soup takes, no effort. It's just throw everything in the pot and start simmering. And then, add your starch toward the end. And in this case, it was barley. For minestrone type thing, it would have been ditalini. It's like I just don't got the energy for that. Now, I've had some people being like, "Oh, you got snow in November," or snow is snow around Thanksgiving is perfectly normal in upstate New York. I've seen blizzards on Thanksgiving as when I was a little kid. Oh yeah, it's really windy out today. Good thing I don't gotta go nowhere. Like, I just felt like going out yesterday and grabbing a few things. See about some stuff maybe that I couldn't pick up the day before. And I'm like, I'm seeing a gradual cheapening of stuff. Like I used to used to be easy to find the cheddar version of jalapeno poppers. Now, usually you find the cream cheese version. If you find the cheddar one, now it's a cheddar E. Cheddar oid. Starting to think maybe I'd rather make some chilies rellenos instead. Which I've never quite gotten right, but so I looked at my coat and I'm like, I thought seeing this in the store it looked more like a maroon. Now it looks a bit more like a mauve. Eh? You know, a decent enough coat, $25. It's got bigger pockets, and I don't have to worry about at some point in the future or the trim's starting to flake off and shed. Like, it's big enough that I can stuff a stocking cap in one pocket, stuff gloves in both pockets, stuff my keys a quarter if I'm going to Aldi's or Save a Lot, and my phone in a pocket. Like, I didn't have room to stuff my cell phone in my pocket with the last coat. So I'm like, you know what? I think this coat is arguably better. I've had that one for several years. I was like, yeah, if it hadn't started shedding and leaving flecks of itself all over the floor, then I wouldn't have done that. So, everything's taken care of for now. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just sit around. And it's, even for the time of day I'm shooting this, kind of grim looking. Eh. It just gets that way, eh? I mean, we had a really dry summer. So now we're getting some precipitation, we're getting snow. Guess it makes up for it, eh? Anyway, the whole thing about sauerkraut got me thinking. You know, when I lived downstate, when I lived down near Poughkeepsie, it was kind of a thing to see, people put sauerkraut on their hot dogs. It's never really my thing. Of course, I don't know how much of that is just, I don't care for sauerkraut, I never did, but how much of that was just, you know, downstate thing. Could be that sauerkraut on hot dogs is just a variation of how you tend to see sauerkraut and kielbasa cooked together. Sort of the mishmash between, Jewish types that may have been pretty common around that part of New York. I mean, we're talking down near the Catskills, the Borscht Belt. And, borscht is Russian word. Borscht, I think, Polish version. There's Ukrainian versions. It's like just all around that part of Europe. And of course, that kind of, that specific type of Jewish culture that ended up in downstate New York would have been, the Yiddish type, the mixed German and Slavic with their Jewishness. So seeing that kind of element that would probably be more associated with Polish stuff, it doesn't seem all that far-fetched to me. That you would have wound up with sauerkraut on hot dogs around that part of the state. Just, hypothesizing. Of course, not my thing, but I picked up chili dogs while I was down there. And, it wasn't really my thing as a normal thing. My thing for hot dogs is always just, mustard. Nowadays, I'm just as likely, and I don't know if I've shown pictures or anything here, that I'd take a coney type of hot dog from Syracuse and put chili sauce from a New Jersey company on it, put it in a New England roll, which I may have grilled, throw some throw this three state shredded cheddar on top, maybe a little of that Chevre cheddar if I have some. Like, first time I tried it, I was thrown off by the goatiness. But I eventually said, if I mix this with regular cheddar, then it's fine. I got some of that a couple days ago. Haven't used it, but I shredded it up because it's how it's most useful to me. Got some stuff if I feel like making tacos, I can do that. Probably last one or two more meals out of the beef soup I made. Anyway, starting to look my age because let myself go a bit. Jesus freak out.